Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. We are off to Tokyo for today's daily challenge. We will begin with 4 roundabouts, which is good. And we will get we will get half the ordinary number of road tiles every week, which is bad. And we also begin with an island to pave, which, has issues in its own right. I'm sure that'll be fine. Good morning, Mushbrains. Mushbrains was here first and gave us a follow while we were off stream. Thank you, Mushbrains. Thank you, Clancy the Crow, for the shout out, which immediately precipitated those events. Correlation, not necessarily causation, but you know, we can infer things. We're good at inferencing, damn it. Sort of. Sometimes. Oh, goodness gracious. It is Wednesday, my dudes. And for those of you who have very long memories, such as Monday, the last time we streamed, you may remember that I said, hi, I'm not going to be able to do crap until Friday night, probably. Well, what happened was work did things. Schedules changed, depositions got canceled, I got moved around, and we already have 4 roundabouts, so we might as well take a couple of traffic lights here. What I'm getting at is that the stream schedule for the remainder of the week looks a little something like this, theoretically and hopefully. There's always an element of hopefulness when I post the plan, but, you know, we're hopeful that we've got Gimmimimim today and tomorrow, Dragon Age the Veilguard back to its normal Thursday night schedule, and we'll try to do a Sorry I Couldn't Stream Tuesday night Cyberpunk 2077 on Friday. Will that actually happen? I mean, you know, hopefully. It's not like I'm supposed to be in New Haven, Connecticut Friday. Oh, wait. I'm totally supposed to be in New Haven, Connecticut on Friday night. Well, you know, Friday afternoon. I'm totally supposed to be in New Haven, Connecticut on Friday afternoon. So I could probably get back here for Friday evening for Cyberpunk. That seems imminently feasible and doable, maybe. We'll find out together as friends. All right. I would like to have one of these pink houses come down here and service this pink business. But even after picking up the extra special 15 road tiles, we're a little bit tile strapped here. So we might just not. We might just kind of leave that right over there. And that could possibly be okay. I wasn't gonna say anything about this until I did the thing. But yeah, whatever. It's my show, damn it. Alright, a new house has spawned. We'll do this. That only cost me 6 road tiles. This will probably wind up being okay, and if not, well, I can kill this road. Because this one house is actually doing pretty good work supporting this business for now. Not forever, but for now. For the longest time, like literally the entire time, I have been doing this regular streaming and video producing and content creator who hates the term content creatoring. I'm reaching peace with that exact phrasing. I'm surrendering the fight essentially against the term, but always including the fact that I hate the term. Anyway. For the longest time, I have been using the same microphone, and I could not tell you what effing brand of microphone this is. I got this mic and its accompanying arm and setup thing on Amazon for $50 5 years ago. And it has been, particularly considering that it was a $50 investment 5 years ago, wonderful. This is a tremendous piece of technology. I have been very satisfied with it. However, every once in a while, I get a bug up my butt, and I'm like, hey, you know, what if fancy streaming gear? And I'm like, I don't need fancy streaming gear. But then I'm like, hey, what if fancy streaming gear? And I'm like, I don't need fancy streaming gear. The other day, I got a bug up my butt. I'm waiting until Monday, by the way, to see if I get a motorway here. I didn't, which sucks, but it does suck butt, actually. Let's take a bridge. Oh, God. Well, it is Tokyo. You had to know that there was going to be a rose gold house over here and a rose gold business somewhere over here, and we were going to have to draw a big, long, ridiculous road to connect the two. That happens literally every time you go to Tokyo, after all. Well, bastards. So I was going to do basically this, but with these purples down around this way. However, now I only have 14 road tiles, so we can't do that. Instead, we're about to do something stupid. Oh, we're going to do something stupid. We're going to do that, and these purples will just come through here and use this double plaza as a little thoroughfare. That's going to go so well. There's no rule saying we won't get motorways. No, we'll get motorways eventually, and when we do, boy, howdy, when we do, these purples and this purple, they'll be motorwaying tonight for sure, or something like that. Anyway, so the other day I got a bug up my butt, and this bug was fortuitously timed with a promotion and not quite a bonus, but I kind of treat it like a bonus. Basically, tangent within a tangent here. My work, one of the things I like about my work, and I like this thing, and I also see why they do it, but my work pays out all of your unused PTO on the anniversary of your starting date. So I get like 120 hours of PTO, and if I don't use it, like if, for instance, I have, say, 85 hours in the bank, on the anniversary of my date of hire, I just get 85 hours of pay on top of everything else. So yeah, I got a promotion, I got a little bit of extra regular money, and I got essentially a free paycheck. It works out to almost, a little bit more than just a free paycheck, which is cool. We've drawn the requisite motorway, and now we're gonna do this for these yellows to get down over to here. I could have done like these into a roundabout here, which actually, now that I phrased that, is not a bad idea. Hold on. Actually, yeah, that's probably a good idea, isn't it? Because we toss it'll save some road tiles, which we can then use to. Okay, all right, I see what we're doing here. Let's have a roundabout centered thereabout. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna run these dark Blueskys up this way. I think we might have to wait for these yellows to de-yellow themselves before we can fully realize this plan, but I think you see the plan here. We come up this way, we swing in this way, we round about here, southwest spur goes to the business, northwest spur goes that way. This can even be a PCTL right at the business exit, which never works, I don't think. It usually winds up being a bad plan, but maybe this time it'll be a good plan. It could theoretically be a good plan. You don't know. It's going to be a bad plan. But still, point is, so I essentially have a free paycheck coming to me. And using some of that free paycheck, I bought myself a whole bunch of magic cards. I built a deck out of dudes with swords, and swords for the aforementioned dudes. It's a good fun deck. We're gonna do this and that to have these light blues get onto this road. We're gonna grab a motorway here, and actually, I think being thusly benefited of a motorway, we might... Yeah, I think what we're gonna do with our motorway here is we're gonna undo all of this light dark blue nonsense. We're gonna bip this road up over to here, thereby freeing this entrance. We'll draw motorway number 2, right like such. Okay. Not entirely sure about the plan for these light blues, actually, it might just be 2 traffic lights. Traffic light here is basically fine. Traffic light here is indeed a PCTL. Yeah, okay. So this right here, PCTL, by the way, from Mushbrains, who we know for a fact is new and therefore should probably explain the jargon. This is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. It is basically as good a traffic light as you're going to get in mini motorways. You've got most of the... Oh, for fuck's sake. Well... Everybody remembers that hot hit mid-2000s punk rock emo-y song, right? Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that's... Okay, anyway. Oh, for fuck's sake. So, to hell with explaining perfectly cromulent traffic lights for a moment. Let's figure out what the hell we're doing with this yellow business. I think what we can do is, well... Actually, we can... can I sneak a roundabout in here at all? No? I can put a roundabout there. That's a dumb place for a roundabout. Oh, buddy. Well, let's try it. What if we have our blue friends go voop and voop, and we do this, and... actually, no. That's dumb. Let's instead... Hold on. Wait. We're getting somewhere here. Good morning, Peta S. Alright. What if we take blues like this? We can actually just eliminate these blues from everything. We eliminate those blues from everything. We do... this into here. Okay. Pinks over here is fine, because what we can do is replace this pink road with that pink road, and then draw a somewhat ridiculously lengthy pink excursion off in this direction. A pink excursion, if you will. Okay. Give me roads. Or a motorway. I'll take a motorway. That would make life easy as well. We have a motorway. Wunderbar. Okay. Well, at least we immediately have something to do with our brand new motorway. We'll draw motorway number 3, straight shottedly down over this way. That, I suppose, will have to be fine. Get these pinks, get these to serve that. You are a rose gold that recently came into existence. You can come down here. Doot. Okay. Now, good news. Every business is happy and satisfied and not dying and reasonably well served. Bad news, it's already Friday, actually. I only have 2 road tiles. So, could be better. Could also be worse. Could always be worse. Okay, now, let's see here. I could restructure this light blue, get the yellows coming down this way so they don't have to go around the business like that. But, I sort of think that's fine. And, oh god, I sort of think I have bigger problems. Balls and pants. Okay. Well, now we have problems. Now we have rather substantial problems. Alright. How, one wonders, are we going to get dark blues over to here? I think the answer is... we're gonna steal, well, not steal, steal's the wrong term. We're gonna swipe these motorways around. We're gonna send motorway number 2 down over that way. We're gonna move the one end of motorway number 3 to here, and the other end of motorway number 3 up to there. So the blues will do this, and then all of these rosy goldy coloredy dealsy will come down this way and swing in that manner, and then once all of the motorways demotorway themselves, we can connect right down here, and that will actually be okay. Doot. Motorway hops thusly. I am out of road. I thought I would have one additional road tile. Well, hey look, one road tile. Grab that. I could probably swipe some other tiles from other places. You being this color is just... it's bad for right now because I don't have any road at all, but for the long run, amazing. Perfect color. Exactly what you want to see there. Let's see here. This... Yeah, you're going to be totally fine if we wait until, like, Monday to service you. That'll be totally... Again, totally fine. So I got this extra paycheck, and I said to myself, but what if? And I bought myself an Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which is a fancy high-end streaming microphone. Not like the ultra highest end professional quality radio mics out there. I very nearly bought myself the mic Circle Master has, but I decided that no, it's a hell of a mic. I'm very jealous. I want it, but it's also $400 of microphone, and I certainly can't justify $400 of microphone at this moment. Probably no moment. All right. We've got this purple business, which needs servicing, so I should probably do something with some of the purples we have over here. Now, this is a big clump of 5, but due to its arrangement, I can't really grab any more than 3 of them right now. Fortunately, well, actually, we can pretty easily swing in 4 of them, and if I had more road tiles, we could make that 5 of them. So, not the end of the world. Point is, basically fine. These purples here will start... Actually, you know what? I thought about doing this, and then I decided against it, and now I'm deciding in favor of it. These purples will swing over this way. These purples will take care of this. That'll all basically be fine. You have gone circular, which, I don't hate, honestly, because, like... We've already got 4 dark blues right here. Now, you adding another dark blue business, we didn't discuss that. That I kind of fucking hate, honestly. Like, what exactly is it that we're supposed to do with this? So yes, I got myself an Elgato Wave 3. It is not presently set up. It is in a box on my couch. But... Hopefully today, I will have the time to get that all set up and straightened and propered out and whatever. And oh, by the way, this business is fucking dying. So actually, we need to solve that problem now. I thought it could wait until Monday, which is why I wasn't freaking out about it. It cannot wait until Monday. So we need to attentionize this business right now, and the way we're gonna do that is... We're gonna screw over this one. We're just gonna borrow motorway number 2. It'll probably maybe be fine. It will, in fact, probably, maybe, hopefully be fine. We just have to wait for this dark blue car to get all the way over there. Hey, we got another motorway. That's gonna help immensely. Okay. So we got another motorway here. That actually reasonably solves the problem of, wait, what in the hell are we doing? So, if I were the king of the forest, I could restructure motorway number 2 and place motorway number 5. Okay. So the restructured motorway number 2 will eventually get down here and service this. Hey, you're not dying, are you? Oops. Well, I had a plan. feel like channeling my inner Dutch Vanderland. I had a goddamn plan, John! It's not a good Dutch Vanderland, but 1,055 is not as good as our dear friend Samurai Sam. Go ahead and drop those slams in the chat if you have them. Sadness and failure has befallen my house. My only recourse is the Wordle. Hello, Wordle. All right. It could be olive. Would help if I could type olive. It's not olive. Wordle has been like scraping the bottom of the barrel lately. It's been difficult. All right. It could be rest. Could absolutely be rest. It's not, but hi there. We're in a decent place. It could be former Philadelphia Phillies outfielder Jason Worth. Jason Worth is not actually on the... Okay. It could be water. Actually, it could just be water. It is, in fact, just water. So that was not actually a very deep cut of a word. But, you know, if you don't have the W, it might take you a little bit of time. We got the Wordle in 3. Hooray and victory for me. Now, let us guess where and when we are. We are presumably somewhere near the Museo Nacional de la Ciencia y de la something else. So it's a National Science Museum in a place with a red flag and this dealie on it. And man, if I was a person who recognized flag dealies, this would be a lot easier. But it's probably, that could be Mexico. That could be Mexico, right? Mexico's got hold on. Can I do a Twitch emote, right? It's not cheating if you no, okay. It would be cheating if I Googled the Mexican flag, but yeah, this could be a flag of Mexico. That seems feasible. We can't see anything else here. There's no chance that's Italy, is it? No. Although, like, I don't think this particular stuff is part of... It could be Italian. I don't know, man. Yeah, actually. With the Z's and all, it could be Italy. But the Italian flag doesn't have this garbage on it either. So, yeah, no. What does this say? This says Levancamente, which is apparently Italian for holy shit, dude, there's high fucking voltage here, it'll fucking kill you. It's my interpretation of that lightning bolt looking symbol. So. Alright. We've got... Yeah, okay. So we're probably near a National Science Museum in Italy. When? Wonderful question. Amazing thought. Haven't a clue. Haven't a goddamn clue. This over here appears to be a person taking a picture with their phone. So we're probably in the last decade-ish. What do we have over here? This appears to be a person taking a picture with a digital camera, which... Uh-oh. Well, actually, they could just have... Yeah, they're cupping their phone, which is in landscape mode, which indicates good photography. I'm sure, like, if anyone here is a person who recognizes license plates, you could look at these license plates and confirm, oh yeah, those are Italian license plates. Oh man, they look like license plates. They look like non-American license plates. So, anyway, let's go to Italy. Even more specifically, let's go to Rome. Because it's not just a Museum della Scienza e della something else. It's the Museo Nazionale. Which, yeah, okay. So if it's a national Italy thing, it might as well be in Rome. And there's probably a science museum in Rome, right? That seems conceptually possible. We've got the Mouth of Truth, we've got Palatine Stadium, we've got the Via Salmontana, we've got the Via Salmontana. Are you next to the Plaza Box, Idaho? Okay. via Cell, Montana. Plaza Box, Idaho is the title of the episode, by the way. Oh, God. All right. Where is this effing science museum? No clue. We're going to say that it's in the Piazza San Giovanni. Actually, it's right there. Don't you know? It's right there, and we are in 2014. Imminently reasonable. We were, in fact, in Milan in 2005. So, apparently this is a submarine. I thought it was a banner. So, apparently that's a submarine. Okay. All right, fine. Next, we have Seoul, maybe? We have this photo studio here. We have this going on. This says this is a supermarket. Helpful. So the reason I think it's Seoul is I'm trying to remember the handy rule of thumb that was given to me by our dear friend Samurai Sam. What does this say? I cannot tell. The handy rule of thumb was that if you have some text that looks like Japanese, but incorporates circle deals and ovals and such, it isn't Japanese, it's Korean. Now, if that was in fact the handy rule of thumb, excellent, incredible, easy to remember, fun to apply. If, however, that wasn't the rule of thumb, then I'm just a tremendous, horrible, racist person. Which, I mean, gestures vaguely at pastiness, is probably just true. But anyway, we're going to assume that we're correct about this, and that we are therefore in Seoul. The reason it's Seoul and not anywhere else in South Korea is, well, as a busy, bustling urban metropolis. Okay. This is 100% Korean. The rule of thumb is correct. Hooray. Now, question. When are we? As always, wonderful question. Not quite having a clue, because, we can look at the cars and be like, oh, those are older cars. These aren't exactly rolling off the assembly line today or nothing. We got these. I think the fact that it's a black and white photo is giving it an air of a little bit older than it actually is. I sort of think this is the early 1980s. I would not be at all surprised if this was 1988 even, which is not the early 1980s, but I was going to say 1982, and then I was like, no, I can see it being 1983 or 4 or 5, 6, or 7. Anyway, this is a fairly random street corner. This arch is probably important for something, but we're going to call it a fairly random street corner in Seoul, South Korea in 1980. Yeah, actually 1980. It could be 60s. I don't think these are 60s cars. They look like 70s cars to me. But, they're taxis. They're not exactly going to be brand new. This guy with the leatherish jacket, I don't think 60s. I could be wrong. It's entirely possible that we're wrong about stuff. Listen, you stick around long enough, you're going to hear the _Goog be wrong about a great many things. I'm going to say we're at this particular street corner in Seoul, South Korea in 1980. It was 1976. Okay. Good job, Goog. I'll take it. Next. All right. We've got some behatted, depression-y looking folk, actually. But we can get a little more specific than that. This is the Osaculo, or possibly Osaculo. They're Portuguese, so good for them. These people are, or perhaps speak, Portuguese. The fact that you have to advertise that tells me we might not be in Portugal. But the fuck are we? Like, all right, we've got a business with a name. This is, hold on. This is, all right, this is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. We have Suplemento Humoristico du Securidad or something. Seculo. Okay. So you sell supplements, and this is a general store? I feel like this is just a general store. They sell supplements and gag gifts and colonias. You can buy yourself a South Carolina in 1771 if you want to do that. It's very pricey, though. If you tried to buy South Carolina in 1771, whoo, buddy, you'd pay $1.05. At least. All right. The fuck are we? I don't know, man. Maybe maybe F this. We are in Portugal? Just because of this? Portugal's tiny. If we decide we're in Portugal, we can just kind of toss a dart and be nearish where it is. Okay. Yeah, maybe like a Western Spanish border town? Like, maybe Badajoz? Are we in Badajoz, Spain in 1940? Entirely possible. Are we in Coimbra, Portugal in 1932? Not outside the realm of possibility. Could it be, Bucharest, Romania in 1891? Unlikely. Not quite impossible. However, I think we're going to say that F it, we're in Lisbon. No, nothing in Lisbon is going to expect people to walk in off the street excited at the novelty of something being Portuguese. Okay. We are in the Extremadura here. We are in Badajoz, Spain in 1937. Yes. We were, in fact, in Lisbon, goddamn Portugal in 1912. Interesting. Okay. Round 4. We have a ski competition here. My cross-country buddy is trying to figure out stuff from his sponsors and things. There's Lufthansa and Stabberit and Trondheim. Okay. These are all European companies, which doesn't help much. If I was a person who recognized flags, this might matter, or it might just be the flag of the European Union. Apparently, Trondheim is Norwegian, which, I could see Norwegian given the whole vibe of the everything here. What do we got? Well, you've got an armband, but I can't really... Does that say, Bern, or is that the back end of Stockholm? Possibly, but you can't really assume nothing from it. This right here does not appear to be English or any kind of Western script, really, but I sort of doubt that we're in the Middle East, given the snow and also the general pasty-facedness of "oh hey," and also "oh hey," and also "oh hey," and also "oh hey, oh hey, oh hey, and oh hey." I'm not always a person who recognizes flags, but every once in a while, when the thought of Norway has been planted in my head, I can be a person who recognizes flags. So we're probably somewhere in Norway. And if we're somewhere in Norway, we're probably in Oslo. And if we're in Oslo, Norway, at a skiing competition of some kind, the question becomes, what kind of skiing competition? And more importantly, when kind of skiing competition? Trondheim is a city. Oh, I just assumed it was a company given that it was on his shirt, but maybe, this is like the logo of the thing they're doing, and they're at some sort of ski competition in Trondheim, Norway. Hey, how about that? That seems entirely reasonable, feasible, plausible even. When was this? Wonderful question. I don't see, well, on the one hand, I don't see any phones out among the local crowd throng or nothing, but it's presumably very cold, which is 1, bad for phones, and 2, bad for fingers. So people might not be eager to be like, hey, let me take off my gloves and snap a photo of the winded, exhausted cross-country skiman going by. Let's see here. We got a photographer here. We got, Yeah, I don't know, man. 2006? 1992? The exact midpoint between 1992 and 2006, which would be 1999? 1999 feels a little, 2000. So much better. Yeah, we're in Trondheim, Norway in the year 2000. That's wrong, probably, but... All right, now, the problem is, thank God it's big. I'm so glad that Trondheim is apparently the third biggest city in Norway, at least judging by dots that appear on the Google map at the exact right zoom level. So glad that happened. All right. So is there like an official ski competition place here in Trondheim? Is that, what are you? Oh, you're the curling club. Okay. I think we know what happens at the curling club. I don't think that's where they do the skiing. It's probably not. All right, let's just go outskirts of the city like there. We are, in fact, in Trondheim, Norway in, what did we say, 2004? And 5? 1996, damn it! Damn it! Oh, well. Good job, Vladimir. Vlad won the race. All right, final round. I think we have an idea, maybe. I've got a thought. Hear me out. I think we might know where this one is. I think we might have an idea. Now, the question becomes, what are we supposed to gather, timing-wise, from this group of children? And it could be any of a great many things. Two immediately wrong things that I was reminded of. This kid in the middle here reminded me of a photo of a young Michael Jackson. That's not what this is. This is probably the early 1990s, and Michael Jackson did not look like this in the early 1990s. Second thing, this little girl over here reminded me of the little girl who had white people shouting and throwing rocks at her as she had the temerity to attempt to attend school in Alabama in the 1950s and 60s and 2020s. But anyway, this is not the little girl from that famous photograph. She also would have been much higher aged than this photograph, which appears to have been taken in presumably the early 1990s. I'm kind of mentally honing in on 1991 for no real reason. Like, honestly, that might be a little bit late given, these guys, just generally, looking at these two fellas in particular. Sort of feels like 1991 might be a little bit late. On the other hand, it could be that this is a famous photograph, which was taken in Los Angeles. And there were famous things that happened in Los Angeles in the early 1990s. Not all of them were, good, but there were probably some. Another question is, what exactly is going on with this dirtbag? And I should probably not ascribe such a loaded term to the long-haired and horrendously mustachioed fellow in the white t-shirt. But if you see a pasty-faced gentleman with long hair, white t-shirt, and just the world's worst mustache, the term dirtbag does come to mind. So, on the other hand, our dirtbag and friend is wearing particularly not 1990s jeans, I think. So maybe this whole 1990s thing I need to back off of a bit. Back, say 3 to 14 years, and say that this is actually 1988. Yeah, okay. We're at the Los Angeles Children's Museum in 1988. Now, a flaw in the plan, or a fly in the ointment, or something else bad, is, I will now draw a circle that encompasses the Los Angeles Children's Museum. Problem is, Los Angeles is rather large. Yeah. So we're gonna say that we're not gonna overthink it, and we're just gonna throw a dot right there. We just threw a dot right there. And we're going to say that this is 1986. And we're correct about, we're vaguely correct about many things. We're within 1.5 kilometers. It was 1981. We'll totally take those. 88.62. We got a score of 36,313, which feels reasonably decent. If we go to the Game Station channel in the Discord server, our dear friend Samurai Sam has posted his score, which was 33,005. Haha, victory for the underscore Goog. Let's drop those GGs in the chat. Celebrate victory for me. Yay. Good job, Goog. Well done, the Goog. And now, for today's Immaculate Grid, we need Orioles, Pirates, Orioles, Pirates, Atlantans, Blue Jays, Twins, and Dudes what had a very good ERA. A Baltimore Oriole who had an earned run average below 3 in a season is B.J. Ryan. It's Baby Bob Ryan's brother, don't you know? Pittsburgh Pirate who had an ERA under 3 in a season is a good question. Francisco Liriano was on the Pirates, but was he good? I don't recall. Garrett Cole was on the Pirates, but he rather famously wasn't good. I mean, well, actually, we can just take the layup here. Paul Skeens had an ERA under 3 last year. And Atlantan, who had an ERA under 3 in a season, is, I think, Kerry Lightenberg had at least one good year. Kerry Lightenberg is an Atlantan who had an ERA under 3. All right. Now, unfortunately, we must name some Twins and Blue Jays, which, boy. I think actually B.J. Ryan would have counted as a Blue Jay and an Oriole, so that's unfortunate. B.J. the Blue Jay, incidentally, was a very short-lived children's television show. It was a lovely, adorable, wholesome, and sweet cartoon with the most beautiful little bird as its main character. Children saw that it was entitled BJ the Blue Jay, and it was laughed off the fucking air. Anyway. So, an Atlantan who played for the Blue Jays is R.A. Dickey, actually. That's correct. An Atlantan who played for the Twins is Chuck Knobloch wasn't an Atlantan. Mark Lemke wasn't a Twin. Oh boy. What about... Well, Shannon Stewart was a Twin and a Blue Jay, but that doesn't actually, help me. All right, a Twin who was also an Oriole is one James Howard Thumb. So we'll do that. A Blue Jay who was also an Oriole is Russ Ortiz? I'm not certain that Russ Ortiz was an Oriole, actually. Shoot. All right, a Pittsburgh Pirate who was also a Blue Jay is Jose Bautista. The Pirates were one of a great many teams for whom Bautista played before he got, good. A Blue Jay who was also an Oriole is a good question. We're just desperately clawing for stuff, so we're going to take the shitbag layup. Roberto Alomar is a Blue Jay who was also an Oriole. That's unfortunate. All right, let's see. So, Twins needs us some Twinkies. Let's see here. Corey Koski was a Twin, but never an Atlantan nor a Pirate. Matt Stairs was a Pirate, but never a Twin. And John Smoltz was an Atlantan. Billy Wagner was an Atlantan. Oh, I mentioned Francisco Liriano earlier in the game, and I didn't think of him as a Pirate who was also a Twin. But he was, in fact, both a Pirate and a Twin. And now, oh boy, this is doable. This is absolutely doable, particularly when you remember Josh Donaldson. Not a thing you'd want to do, typically, given that he was also, although not at this level, a bit of a dick. But Josh Donaldson, a twin who was also an Atlantan. This is an immaculate grid. And folks, that will bring us to the end of today's episode. Thank you, as always, for being here one more time. This is the hopeful, planful stream schedule for the remainder of the week. Tomorrow it shall be business as usual as we return with Good Morning Mini Motorways and Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Friday evening we shall do a rather later than usual Cyberpunk 2077 stream. For the good folks on YouTube, it is business as usual because I remembered to upload yesterday's Dragon Age video last night. It's fine. It's there. There's another Cyberpunk today and a Dragon Age tomorrow, and we'll keep doing those forever or until we finish Cyberpunk and Dragon Age, and then several weeks later we'll be done with the footage for YouTube, and then we'll be on to, I don't know, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered. That might be parenthetically remastered. Anyway, that's Leader in the Clubhouse. I'm not dictatorially fiating that just yet, but I might dictatorially fiat that our next game is the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered. It's possible. We'll keep you posted. Thank you as always for watching, folks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.